do things on the sideband net where they actually run over their time into the time of the Kentucky net. So if WAL has been bringing a lot of traffic, which is fine, we'll take a couple of them, but we'll try to get them to take most of them to the sideband net. It balances it out, and some of our TTLs were a little frustrating with having hour-long nets.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you're telling me. If Mike brings a lot of traffic, we should refuse some of it and have him take it to the sideband net himself. Is that what you're saying?
NATNV, just tell him we'll take whatever we like. He had 2 for West Virginia last night, so we took those. But if he's got a lot of traffic and we know there are people on the sideband net that traffic's for, we'll just have him take it. If in doubt, I'll kind of suggest what you could do until you get used to it, if that'll work.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, NATNV, back to you, because it's time to start the net. Thanks, Rick.
All right. This is the Northwest Ohio ARES Traffic Net, a part of the Ohio section and affiliated with the National Traffic System. We meet daily at 6:30 p.m. to handle traffic, train to handle traffic, and to exchange information of interest to the amateur radio emergency service. This is a directed net, and net control will control the net. After checking in, stations should not or other stations make announcements or queries without first obtaining permission from the net control station. The net control station is Kilo 8, Romeo Kilo Sierra, K8RKS. My name is Rick, and I'm located in Toledo. Station designed to break the net, please use your call sign. When checking in tonight, please give your call phonetically. Is there an Ohio single sideband net liaison on frequency?
Here it is. Whiskey 8 Golf Sierra Romeo. Good evening, Rick. No formal traffic, but I'd like an IF with NATNV.
All right, good evening, Greg. WHESR, thank you for checking in. Thank you for volunteering to be our TTL, and I have your IF listed. Do we have an Ohio section CW net liaison on frequency? Do we have any stations with emergency, priority, or time value traffic? Are there any stations with through traffic? Do we have any mobiles, portables, relays, or stations on short time? Here is
Kilo Echo 8 Delta November Uniform, KE8DNU Adams, short time, no traffic. Good evening, Rick.
Whiskey Delta 8, Julia Mike Delta, no traffic, short time.
good evening, Adam, KE8DNU, thank you for checking in, and Juan, WD8JMD, thank you for checking in. Any additional mobile, portable, relay, or on short time? Do we have any stations with or without traffic? First letter of suffix, Alpha through Lima. Do we have any stations with or without traffic? First letter of suffix, Mike through Romeo. Alright, do we have any stations with or without traffic? First letter of suffix, Sierra through Zulu.
This ATNV, I list one book, WDA PNZ and KC8PBU, and I think Greg might want his IF with me soon so he can go the sideband nut. And ATNV back to net.
Here is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Juliet Papa, KE8 VJP, Jen, no traffic. Good evening, Rick.
Here is Whiskey 8, Victor, November, Lima. W8VNL, Dan, no traffic. Good evening, Rick.
Alright, good evening, Colleen, N8TNV again. Thank you for checking in. I've got your book for the usual pair listed. Good evening, Jen, KE8VJP. Thank you for checking in. And Dan, W8VNL. Thank you for checking in. Any additional stations? Sierra through Zulu. Alright, do we have any additional stations from any part of the alphabet with or without traffic?
This is
November 8, Golf Bravo Uniform, NAGBU, Mike, no traffic, Greg.
Alright, good evening, Mike, N8GBU. Thank you for checking in. Any additional stations, any part of the alphabet? Alright, Greg, WAGSR, please go ahead with your IF.
NATNV, WAGSR.
WHGSR and ATMD, go ahead, Greg.
Good evening, Colleen. A couple things. One is the Kentucky Emergency Net is Mondays only. I didn't know if you knew that. They try to start at 7, but they politely wait until our net's over if we're not done by 7, and we're usually not. But a question for you: Does this change also apply to incoming traffic? Obviously, as you know, I've been taking a fair amount of traffic for W8MAL to deliver on the local net here. Do you want me to continue to do that or no?
And it can be. Go ahead and do that, and that'll be fine. It's just like the other night when we had 13 pieces, and you guys were on the Bascom repeater, and it took 6 over to sideband, and we're still passing the other 7, and we, they were waiting, and well, they didn't even know that we were going to have more traffic. I think we need to let them know too if we take more. But no, go ahead and take your traffic, and we'll take a few of the other ones. But we don't want to get it so that people get burned out. And an hour is a little long for us to be having this net up, and then it kind of keeps them waiting for us too.
Understood. Thanks for answering my question, Colleen, and have a good night. WAGSR back to net.
Yeah, I got complaints, so I thought I'd try to make everybody happy. But, and I understand an hour is a long time. I like traffic, and, I wouldn't care, but, you don't want people to get burned out. And most of the time, we only have 2 people. Lately, we've gotten Scott to help out, but, most of the time. And then we got to figure out if we can move to another repeater. We were fortunate that Bascom was available. No, I did not know that that net was only on Mondays, because someone even said something the other night about them waiting for us, and it was not a Monday. So I did not know that, and that does help, But I know a lot of people want to leave because they're at the 7 o'clock net, COTN, and I think there's something else at 7. So, being that we start at 6:30, and that net starts at 6:45, and then people want out at 7, we're trying, it'll just be a balancing act. As long as people are patient, that'll help. Thanks, Greg. NATMV back to that.
All right, thank you both. This is K8RKS for the Northwest Ohio ARES traffic net. Do we have any additional stations for any part of the alphabet with or without traffic?
This is Kilo Charlie 8, India Delta Mike. Good evening, Rick. No traffic.
All right, good evening, Steve, KC8IDM. Thank you for checking in. Do we have any additional stations, any part of the alphabet? All right, we currently have a book of traffic for WD8PNC and KC8PBU. Do I have anyone who will be willing to handle that book?
W8VNL.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. Would you please call NATNV and pick up 1 book?
NATNV. W8VNL. Good evening, Colleen. I'm ready.
Good evening, Dan, and thank you. Please copy common parts, routine, NATNV, 6 seconds, figure 8. Minutes, figure 10. I'm sorry, minutes, figure 30. So it's 9 Tango Hotel, check-ins, figure 8, minutes, figure 30, figure 73, break. Colleen, NATNV, slant November Mike, and common parts.
Okay, noted the corrections, and Roger comments.
Please copy number 22640, Brent, WDHPNZ. Number 22541, Dan, KC8PBU. And no more.
Okay, Roger 22640. Give me Dan's message number again.
22641.
Okay, you said 22541. Just double checking. Okay, Roger 22640 and 22641. W8VNL.
Thanks. Well, I was looking at a message a little earlier, and it was 22541. I guess I had it in my mind. Thanks a lot. At 8 TMV back to net.
W8VNL back to net.
All right, thank you both. Do we have any additional stations from any part of the alphabet with or without traffic? Do we have any IFs, queries, or announcements?
KEA VJP query for NATNV.
All right, Jen, KE8VJP, go ahead with your query.
NATNV KE8VJP, just out of curiosity, if there is no precedence level set on the traffic, how exactly do you determine what is to be taken locally and what is to be sent back to the sideband net?
TNV has nothing to do with precedence. We have several people we have some people that these messages are addressed to. So rather than us taking them and then sending them to the sideband net, not talking about local traffic. If we have some traffic, say for WA3EZN, and say it's not a net report or something like that. Say it's just a regular message that someone sent him, and we know that he's on the sideband net regularly. We would probably send it that way. All of our beginning of the month traffic will be handled on this net, like normal. That will not change. But on those nights where we have a lot of local traffic, we will not handle other traffic until we get our net reports and other reports done. It does not have anything to do with precedence. It just, like for example, we have a digital KBHGUN is digital rep frequently, and he's on the sideband net, and we know that sometimes some traffic comes through that he normally normally picks up. So we would just have that traffic going to the sideband net. It's not so much, it has nothing to do with precedence. It has to do with who's on what nets and trying to make sure that we don't have a net that lasts an hour. We had some problems with that a couple nights and some complaints. And so, being that we don't want to have our TTLs stop doing that, trying to make everybody happy by having them be able to pass their traffic and not feel rushed. And a couple of them do have other nets that they go to, or maybe they have, something at 7, and we know that. So we're just trying to get everybody, all the traffic handled, and not have anybody upset because there's a net that lasts an hour.
Additional query.
Go ahead.
So, if I get this straight, basically what you're saying is, obviously we know the monthly reports need to go out first. We have to get those done. I understand that. So, but on a night when we don't have the monthly net reports, are you saying then it would be up to Net Control's discretion to determine how many pieces go out and how they go out?
Yes, it would be. But for some of you, you might not know the people that hang around the sideband net. So I might say to you regularly, this person's on the sideband net. So you would know that. The whole idea is you don't want to just be there for a long time and the other net they want to close because people are out at 7. A couple of the people who are like one of the CW liaisons and one other person like to get out at 7. There's usually 3 people, break for time. There's usually a digital rep, an independent rep, and a CW rep. And those are liaisons. So those people pick up traffic and get it out of our area and get it going where it needs to go. But some of those people have other nets. So we have to try to get that traffic to them quickly, or it'll be another day until it goes. So we try to, pass it out because some of those people have other nets at 7 o'clock. And there are some people who have local nets, like the COT for Columbus. That starts, I think, at 7. And then there's another net. So we try to get it so that they can get their traffic from the sideband net and go to their local nets, because their local nets are at 7. And then there's one other person that does another net at 7. So we just try to get that traffic on its way. And we also just have one person that only checks in until 7 and he's gone. So we try to get the traffic out, so that those people can leave. So that is the thing. And sometimes we don't have people in all 3 areas, so we have to balance it. And some things are sent 8th region, CW net, that is. Some things are sent independent, and some things are sent digital.
Okay, understood. Thanks a lot. WABNL, I'll turn it back to Jen, who can give it back to Net. WABNL.
Okay, the whole idea is, like the other night, we had 13 pieces. We don't want to do that. We had 6 that came through for W8MAL, and we had some to pass. Actually, somebody told me there were 15. All I know is that they were finished on the basket repeater at 7:34. So we don't want to do that. We had 2 TTLs to take stuff to the sideband net. One got finished and took their traffic, and then the other one took traffic, but sideband didn't know how many we had. So it'd probably be a good idea for us to let them know as well how many we had. But it's just the whole idea that we don't bog down the system.
Thank you, Colleen. KE8VJP, back to net.
I know. Sorry, there's no simple answer. But we're just going to do our best and try to, get the traffic moving on its way. That's all we can do. We've never had this before. We've always taken the traffic so it counts for us and then had it go on. But this is kind of like a switch because of, some concern by some of the TTLs. So that's the reason. So I'm just trying to make sure that everybody is happy. And as I said, unfortunately, there's no simple solution. It has nothing to do with precedents. As you can see, most of our traffic is routine precedents.
All right, this is K8RKS for the Northwest Ohio ARES traffic net. Do we have any additional stations with or without traffic, any IFs, queries, or announcements?
Here is W8MAL with.
Mike, W8MAL, thank you for checking in. Please list your traffic.
Good evening, Rick. Nothing formal. I do have an informal N8TNV.
Go ahead and call your station.
N8TNV, W8MAL.
W8MAL, N8TNV. Go ahead, Mike.
Since I seem to be the culprit of your new policy, how are you going to handle your WA3EZN traffic that you originate? By your policy, it should go out on sideband.
All of our traffic for the first night of the net will be handled here. All the reports and everything will go out first. We'll take it here, and then it'll go to the sideband net as normal. The first night will be different, or whatever we have for WA3EZN, all those are, and then the other report for the new person, KD8SCL, will also go out on sideband, or go out here and then go to sideband. It really it's not a personal thing, Mike. It's just I had people concerned with the amount of time that this net was lasting. Has nothing to do with any individuals, just with the length of the net.
Now, forgive me for speaking out of turn, but it sure does seem personal when you're outlining my traffic must go to sideband net, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, yet you're originating traffic destined to a station on sideband net, and it's got to go out on this net. With that W8MAL, I am going to secure and 7-3.
Okay, Mike, and if somebody brings traffic for you, that was asked earlier, I said just bring it to this net and we'll pass it as normal. And that would go to anybody who, if we had a lot of traffic, it's just the amount of traffic. N8TNV, back to net.
All right, do we have any additional stations with or without traffic, any IFs, queries, or announcements? further business for the net? Hearing nothing. This is K8RKS, closing this session of the Northwest Ohio ARES traffic net and returning of frequencies to normal amateur use. This net meets daily at 6:30 p.m. on this frequency. Our primary alternate frequency is 146.610. Our secondary alternate frequency is 146.940. We meet on the alternate 146.610 the 15th day of the month, or at times at ARES or just one Skywarn is utilizing this machine. We meet on our secondary alternate frequency 146.940 on the 29th day of the month. We'd like to thank the Toledo Radio Amateur Club and NALPQ for the use of their repeaters. We'd also like to thank our through traffic liaison, head was Greg, WHSR, and you for bringing traffic, accepting traffic, or staying by to accept traffic. This net is now closed. K8RKS is clear.